Thank you, Governor Davis. BART Director Tom Blaylock has long been an advocate of expanding BART south. He knew BART's plan to extend trains from central Fremont to Warm Springs would be more effective if service continued into Silicon Valley, so he became a passionate advocate for the BART Silicon Valley expansion. Director Blaylock first joined the BART Board of Directors in 1994 and has served 2 terms as president. He is also a member of the Alameda County Congestion Management Agency. Director Blaylock also serves on the Silicon Valley Rapid Transit Project Policy Advisory Board, whose efforts include the new Warm Springs extension and BART into Silicon Valley. Please welcome Tom Blaylock.
Thank you, Ken. It's really exciting for me to be here because this is a long-awaited dream for me. Before I start, I want to mention that you heard 2 of our BART directors are here, but the third one was here earlier, James Fang, and I wonder if he's in the house and just didn't sign in. Is James back there? Well, I saw him earlier today, and he's been a solid supporter of the BART to Warm Springs project and extending into San Jose. Now, I was educated in Mountain View, right? My hometown is Mountain View, and San Jose State University. Go Spartans. Now, I worked for the city of Sunnyvale as a fledgling traffic engineer 53 years ago. So I was back there when they were talking about doing BART at the same time as the expressway system. And anybody in politics knows you can't float 2 measures at the same time. So the expressway system went, and the public didn't get to vote on BART at that time. Now it's catch-up time. So I worked for City of Fremont, wrestling with BART coming to town and with extending it to South Fremont. And I quickly realized the value of BART getting the freeway, giving people a chance to get off the freeways and have an alternate. And at that time, I connected with Carl Gardino early in his Silicon Valley leadership move and his movement there. And I said, you know, you've got to look at some of these figures that I've got here. And so we had a little chat, and he kind of glazed over. But I didn't realize he really got it. And so we've had a couple of measures in Santa Clara County to let the public vote, and they have voted overwhelmingly to bring it in. Now, in my county, getting BART to Warm Springs, which is precedent to coming south here, we needed to get our funding in place. And we had a full funding plan. We had funding from every source you can think of. Well, lo and behold, some of the money wasn't real. It was in the plan, okay. It was promised future money. And that's where my other hero comes in, and that's Supervisor Scott Haggerty over here. And I have to take my hat off to Scott. He worked with his commissioners and with Steve Heminger, and they looked to see, at that time, had a whole lot of projects that were just partially funded, so nobody could move. And the brilliant move to move some money around so that a couple of projects get going. BART to Warm Springs was one. He worked to make sure those funds got there, and we are on our way. Some breaking news that I should share with you today at our board meeting this morning. The budget shows that the last extension BART made to San Francisco Airport, it's paying its operating costs. There isn't another transit agency. None of the 27 transit agencies in the Bay Area can do that. The rest of the BART system is paying 72% of its operating cost every day out of the fare box. That's great. So our extension to Warm Springs is 5.4 miles long. It's half the size, half the length of the Silicon Valley extension. It's about half the cost. And from the very beginning of our venture, we've emphasized sustainability, multimodal access for bikes, peds, and buses. We look at renewable energy generation and conservation. We have regenerative braking on all the BART trains since 1972. It's nothing new. We're going to have solar panels on the roof of our station and facilities. We're supposed to be through in the end of 2014 at a cost of $890 million. And Peter Rogoff got it right. BART needs to reinvest. And we're looking at a $3.5 billion car buy to replace our aging fleet. And you heard some statistics on that already. So we're going to partner again. We partnered with lots of folks for Warm Springs. We partnered with VTA to bring down here. And now we're going to be looking around to partner with people to get that fleet of cars in. And projects like these can be held up as examples of partnerships that can achieve great goals together. And I've waited 53 years for this project, and it's here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Alameda County Supervisor Scott Haggerty has a passion for improving transportation flow in the region. In addition to the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, he serves on the Metropolitan Transportation Commission. He is currently Vice Chair of the Alameda County Transportation Commission. Supervisor Haggerty played a key role in BART's Warm Spring extension and his partnership with VTA in extending BART into Silicon Valley. Please welcome Scott Haggerty, County Supervisor.
Thank you, Ken. I was standing here, I felt like I was getting ready to debate Ken with two podiums, but I'll tell you what, I am really thrilled to be here at today's groundbreaking to construct this BART extension to Silicon Valley communities of Santa Clara County, San Jose, and Milpitas. For me, this is a truly historic moment. I actually walked slower as I walked down to get up here to speak. As a county supervisor, I've been working on this project for almost 13 years, and I can tell you that an epiphany came for me one day when I was driving to work and I was listening to Mayor Ron Gonzalez's State of the City speech. And in that speech, Mayor Gonzalez talked about someday getting BART to San Jose. Well, I didn't realize he was talking about a heavy rail train, so I called him and I said, Mayor Gonzalez, I haven't been a county supervisor very long, but I'd like to get together with you and try to get BART to San Jose. And Ron, you said that was a great idea. And really, you really should get a lot of the applause today to have the foresight. So as you can tell, Ron did say that he would be willing to meet with me, and we pulled together on August 2nd of 1999 a meeting with political leaders, Director Blaylock, business people, to discuss a strategy for extending BART to Warm Springs and Fremont and then further into Santa Clara County. Ron had the foresight, and you've heard this name several times today, to include Carl Gardino from then the Silicon Valley Manufacturing Group. And I can tell you that that was a pivotal moment when Ron brought Carl into this program to really get the extension. And actually, as I was looking, I found the agenda for that day. And I have to tell you, I added up the funding sources. We had $300 million. So don't tell me I can't get BART to Livermore built. I don't know if the administrator heard that. We started off the meeting with a song by Dionne Warwick called Do You Know the Way to San Jose? It was really energizing to work with Mayor Gonzalez on this issue. Him and I certainly share a common perspective. We both understood the continued strength and viability of our individual constituencies was tied to our ability to implement solutions to a broader regional level. While preparing for my comments today, I was looking back at some old news articles, and one of the quotes Mayor Gonzalez struck me as a truism even today. When it was pointed out to the mayor that extra freeway lanes sometimes have little impact on easing traffic congestion, he said, "Ever since I have been in transportation, I have felt we don't often look more than 10 years. We have to look at what the next 100 years will bring us." Well said, Mayor Gonzalez. BART to the Silicon Valley could not move forward without the BART extension in Alameda County from the current Fremont BART station to our Warm Springs, which brings BART 3 miles closer to the Alameda-Santa Clara County line. Conversely, BART to Warm Springs would never have been built without the hook of the future extension of Santa Clara County. In fact, BART to Warm Springs could not even be started without a full funding agreement for the Silicon Valley extension. Okay, so we cheated a little on that one. It was about 2.5 years ago we broke ground on our $5.4 million, our 5.4 mile BART extension to Warm Springs in the Fremont area of Alameda County. We look forward to the completion in 2016. This project took decades to plan and fully fund. The total of $890 million includes $225 million, a single largest funding commitment in Alameda County Transportation Measure B. Measure B also funds the Mission Boulevard, Warren Avenue grade separation project, which will get underway this year with the support of the future extension to Santa Clara County. I want to recognize the City of Fremont and Mayor Gus Morrison for its effort to assemble $150 million to build a grade separation project at Washington Boulevard to accommodate the future BART Warm Springs extension. And I want to recognize Steve Heminger, the MTC, my fellow commissioners, for its support to assemble the funds for the BART to Warm Springs, and also Dennis Fay for having me stick to it, and when on those down days where I thought that this project was not doing well, convinced me to keep going, and which has all got us here to this groundbreaking. I also want to add that the Alameda County Transportation Commission is currently in process of preparing a transportation expenditure plan for B3 for its November ballot. In this measure, we have almost $1 billion for BART, which includes operations, and yes, Mr. Administrator, state of good repair money. So I hope that will become the future model as other half-cent sales tax authorities renew their measures. Both Alameda and Santa Clara counties are delivering upon a promise to the voters, using precious public funds to build two vitally important regional projects that link the south and east parts of the Bay Area. It will help drive and support economic development and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, connecting jobs with housing in the long term, while bringing hundreds of good-paying jobs in the near term. It doesn't get any better than that. Congratulations and a sincere thanks to the VTA, Santa Clara County, San Jose, and Milpitas on your perseverance and your efforts to get this project underway. I look forward to returning to cut the ribbon at its completion in the next few years. Ladies and gentlemen, today BART knows the way to San Jose.